Today I am starting with a separation technique, and in this video I will be discussing about the chromatography. The term chromatography, it is derived from Greek word chromo and graphy. Chromo, that is for color, and graphy, that is for writing. So it is a separation technique which is based on the partitioning behavior, and it was first of all introduced by Russian botanist Mikhail Svit in 1906. So in this technique, a solute will be partitioned between two phases, that is the mobile phase and the stationary phase. Depending upon the partitioning value, that is the partitioning coefficient K, there will be partitioning. The mobile phase, it includes the solvent, and the stationary phase, it includes the if it is paper chromatography, it includes the Whatman paper. If it is TLC, thin layer chromatography, then it includes the adsorbent. So this technique, it depends upon the partitioning behavior between the two phases, that is the stationary phase and the mobile phase. So here you can see that the analyte of interest, that is in equilibrium between the two phases, that is the mobile phase and the stationary phase, and this distribution, it depends on the partitioning coefficient value, that is K, that is nothing but the concentration of analyte in one phase to the concentration of analyte in the another phase. Now when we are doing the paper chromatography, we should know what is the RF value, that is the retardation factor or the retention factor, and it is given by the distance moved by the solute upon the distance moved by the solvent. Now let us say this is the Whatman paper, and this is the baseline, and this is the solute of interest. So after development, we are getting these spots. So the distance traveled by this spot, this distance which is marked A, divided by the distance traveled by the solvent, that is B, that will be the RF value. Now during the development process, what will happen, due to capillary action, the mobile phase will move in upward direction. Now when it moves in the upward direction, it will try to carry the solute along with it depending on its affinity, while the filter paper, that is the stationary phase, it will allow to retain it. It will try to retain the solute with it. So there will be partitioning of that solute between the mobile phase and the stationary phase. This partitioning, it depends on the K value, partitioning coefficient value. So we will allow the solvent to move till the other end of the Whatman paper. So when it comes to the other end, we will mark it, and we will take it out and mark it. Then we will allow it to dry. Then we will be spraying a suitable spray reagent. Spray reagent, it is sprayed because whatever solute you have taken, that will form a complex with this spray reagent, and it will give you color. So that can be visible easily. Many times what happens, that color is not visible, so in that case you will be observing it under UV light. So that under UV light also many spots, they are visible. Now let us say that this have moved up to this end, this is moving up to this end. So mixture, it will be containing both, that is one spot will be here, one spot will be here. Now once the spots, they are visible, we will calculate, we will encircle the spot, and then from the center of the spot we will calculate the distance traveled by the solute upon the distance traveled by the solvent, and like that we will be calculating its RF value. So once RF value is known, once the color of the spot is known, so it is very easy to identify the molecule or the solute of interest. So this is how the separation is done with the paper chromatography. Now paper chromatography, it is used in the separation of mixture having polar and non-polar compounds. It can separate very minute concentration of substance, so very radially it is used by the forensic investigators. It is used in the identification of drugs in urine and blood, and it plays a very important role in the separation of amino acids. As you know, it is a mixture of many amino acids, 20 amino acids they are known. So it is also used to determine the organic compounds, the biochemicals in urine, etc., and used for the evaluation of inorganic compounds like salt and complexes. Now let us talk about the type of paper chromatography. So first one is the ascending chromatography. As the name suggests, ascending means it will go from bottom to top. Now in that case, what will happen, we will take solvent here and we will keep the Whatman paper inclined to the chromatographic chamber, and the solvent, it will rise due to capillary action. So this type of chromatography is known as ascending chromatography. Second one is descending paper chromatography. In that case, solvent tray is taken here and then the paper is allowed to hang. So in that case, the solvent, it will flow from the top to the bottom. So that is why it is known as descending chromatography. Next one is the ascending descending mode. In that case, first the solvent will travel from the bottom to the top, and then again there is a solvent tray here, and then the paper is folded and allowed to hang. So after that, the motion will be from top to bottom. So it is ascending as well as descending mode. Next one is the radial mode. Here the solvent travels from the center towards the periphery of circular paper is taken, and the entire setup is kept in covered petri dish for the development of the chromatograph. There will be wick at the center of the paper which dips into the mobile phase, and the solvent, it moves radially to form spots of different color compounds as the concentric rings. And after that, there is two-dimensional chromatography. Here the chromatogram development occurs at two directions at right angles. So in this, the samples, they are spotted at one corner of a rectangular paper, and it is allowed to first develop, and then again it is immersed in mobile phase at right angle to the previous development for the second chromatogram. So like this, there are various methods of paper chromatography, and it is one of the most economical method and most commonly used method.